We're back with football again, and today we're going to be discussing Florian Wirtz, who moved from Bayer Leverkusen to Liverpool in the summer and is yet to hit the ground running. What are the reasons for this? And we need to discuss that. Is Mustafa? I'm still Afolabi. Welcome to another football show.
Yeah, so we want to ask, is it that Wirtz can't keep up with the physical style in England and with the aggression and with the high press? Because when he played with Leverkusen, it wasn't that type of high pressing type of game, and he wasn't meeting teams that were pressing him the way that they do in England. Is it that he's not physical enough, or is it that he needs time to adapt? That's the big question. He said that the aggressive, physical, and high pressing style um, is draining him, so that it's sapping his creative ability. So he's still doing work. He's good for the team, but he's not getting those assists and goals like he was getting at Leverkusen. And he's saying it's not a big problem. It's just going to take time for him to adapt physically and everything else. But there are still some questions because even if he adapts, it seems like Liverpool's style of play has never really relied on a central midfielder who has to be creative because the whole team presses and goes all out, sort of like Barcelona. Barcelona doesn't have one. Well, they have no. Barcelona has Pedri. So, but when Pedri was injured, Barcelona also was relying on their wings and on their center forwards, their attacking midfielders to come forward. But it wasn't classical balling where the type of play where you get one person who's controlling the flow of the game and making passes and everything. What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. First of all, I think tactically, what he played under Xabi Alonso, who was his coach at Bayer Leverkusen, is quite different. He was the main player in Bayer Leverkusen. The team was built around him. So he was given a
Yeah.
free role and he was absorbed of every defensive responsibility. But in Liverpool, Liverpool is more of a rigid, system. More, you have to do more work defensively. You have to press and
And you have to run off the ball.
you have to run off the ball. You have more responsibilities. Even though you are a 10 and you're an attacking player, you require a lot more responsibility, especially when your team doesn't have the ball. So tactical shift from Bayer Leverkusen to Liverpool is taking time for him to adjust. And then the pace and the physicality of the Premier League. The
Yeah,
Bundesliga
yeah.
is not as quick as the Premier League. So they gave him acres of space to receive the ball and turn. He's a very good dribbler and is excellent in tight spaces. But in England, defenders will snap at your heels, snap at your ankles. So he has to do things quickly, release the ball quickly. Before he gets the ball, he has to decide what to do with it. So, and then they're more aggressive in the Premier League. So I think it will take time before you can. He's undoubtedly an excellent talent, but it's going to take time for him to adjust to the pace and the physicality of the Premier League. And then the chemistry he had with Boniface, Grimaldo, and Frimpong at Leverkusen is still taking time for him to adjust to Salah, Isaac, Etikite, and Sloboslai. So it's going to take time. And then you look at the amount he was bought from Leverkusen is astronomical. The pressure of delivering, mentally and psychologically is still getting to him. So it will take time. It's
Yeah,
slow.
who was playing his position last year again? Was it not McAllister or who? Who is it that was playing his
Yeah,
position?
McAllister was the number 10, but like you said in the beginning, Liverpool
Yeah,
was not really playing a 10. McAllister was deeper in midfield and he was
yeah.
playing beside Gravenberg, who is their defensive midfielder. So Liverpool
But
has
it seems
never
like
really used a
McAllister
10
was
per se.
maybe because he's used to that system, even though he's not their creative player. It seems
Yeah.
like he was causing a lot of assists, though. He was
Yeah,
making a lot of assists.
McAllister is an Argentine, so he's a hatchet man. He has more
Yeah.
defensive qualities than Wirtz. Wirtz is more of a dribbler and an opener of spaces, threading passes, cute passes through the defensive line. So you really don't have time and space to do that in the Premier League. And if you have to do it, you have to do it quickly. So I think
Hmm.
that's what he has problem adjusting with. But he's a very good player, no doubt. And then if you look at in Bayer Leverkusen, he was the queen. Like in a chess game, you have the queen who is the most powerful piece. In
Yeah.
Liverpool, he's just a pawn. There are several other stars. So he's coming to grips with the fact that, look, I'm a good player, but I'm not the main guy here. So it's going to take time for me to
Yeah,
adjust.
and it's gonna be interesting to see what happens when what's his name? Isak starts playing. Is Isak gonna
Isak,
play
yeah.
this weekend? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Isak actually,
it's
I
not
think he played in the League Cup on, I think it was on Tuesday or so.
yeah. So the question is, even if his production goes down, then the next question is he actually serving a purpose within this type of system in which they don't need a
Exactly.
playmaker? is he serving a purpose? Because they don't want to have a weakness with him if he's not able to handle the press and everything else. So even though I'm not saying that it's his fault, it doesn't matter who you put on this team. You can put Maradona on this team. He's not going to play the way he would play on other teams. But the question is now, I would ask you, do you think that right now Wirtz, do you think there's any positive by having him on the pitch right now? Because the pressing high running game is not his style of play. You get what I'm trying to say? Who did he replace? Who went last? Who left last year? I know Trent Alexander, but Trent is not a midfielder though.
They sold two
Yeah.
forward players. Nunez is a striker, and
Yeah.
Luis Diaz is more like a wide left
Yeah.
player. But like
So
I
the question I'm
said,
asking is that
yeah,
if he doesn't, if other than his playmaking, okay. So the question I'm really asking is, why bring him if his style of play is not the style of play that your team plays?
and you're absolutely spot on with that observation because if you look at it, it's more of a luxury acquisition. The question is, do
Yeah.
they really need him? I don't think they need him because they don't play to his strengths.
Yeah,
Because he
unless
was
eventually they switch up the way they play, but I don't see that happening. Or find a way to,
no,
is it like this guy? What's that name? Ancelotti. Ancelotti can find a
yes,
way to have high press and everything, and have one guy on the pitch who functions in a certain way. But with
exactly.
the way Liverpool system is rigid, it's not that flexible.
No, he's not
So,
that
so the question
flexible.
is, so we're not downing him. It's just that maybe he's not really needed, and they might want to think about looking what they need by. I know they won't do this, but transition. I mean, what do you call it? Not next transfer, but there are many transfer periods during this year. They need to take a hard look and really realize, do they really need him, or how much he's worth and what they can get to figure out what they need. What do you think they need right now?
If you ask me, they don't really need that guy. But when you buy a
Yeah,
player,
but what do you think they need though? What do you think they need? Where do you think Liverpool? Right, well, they're still
if I
struggling
were
now
to
in
tell you, if I
giving a
were to
goal.
tell you in terms of what they need,
Yeah,
Liverpool's central defenders
yeah,
um, are Konate and Van Dijk. If any of
yeah,
those two get injured, there's no backup. They don't
yeah.
have
And how's this other guy been doing? Kirkes on the left. How's he been doing? He's
He's
okay.
been very good. He's been very good. He defends
And on
well,
the right, who's on the right
allows and
again?
yeah, he crosses well. So, in
Yeah,
my
right.
opinion, the money they used to buy Verts should have been spent on a quality central defender who is
Yeah,
ready
yeah,
to step in. Because as a Liverpool, you're going to be playing in the Premier League, in the Champions League, and the other competitions. So your starting centre backs cannot play. They can't handle the workload. But instead, they have
yeah,
spent the money on a luxury number 10 who really doesn't fit the system. So as
yeah.
time goes on, he will see himself more as a liability than someone that is adding value. So you're absolutely spot on that. I don't think they really need him, but I think because of the cost, the coach now has to shoehorn Verts into the team because of the cost.
Yeah.
He has to find a way to use him, really.
Yeah, that was a mistake by him. And it's not to down Wirtz, but and I think Florian Wirtz would have even been happier staying in Germany or going to somewhere like going to Spain where they could
Yeah.
use him.
If our Spain would have
Same thing.
just been, Spain would
All
have,
these guys from Europe,
if
he
I,
needs to come to English league. Look at although it's not his fault, Sesko too. Sesko is not ready for the
I dare
physicality.
say, if not for the cost, he would have been okay at Barcelona. Because
Yeah,
someone like Olmo is brilliant, but he gets injured frequently. He will play
yeah,
that Olmo position very well. But coming to the
yeah.
Premier League from the Bundesliga with the pace, the aggression, and the physicality, I don't think the guy will cope, really.
No, no, I don't think so. Which is pretty bad because he's a good player. Also, your guy Sesko is wasting in your team.
My brother,
And,
that's
and
the
Sesko scored a goal yet.
and it's the same argument too for Sesko.
Yeah,
Bundesliga and Premier League are miles apart. I think the
yeah,
La Liga is closer, but one year is a big leap from the Bundesliga, that's the German league, to the Premier League.
yeah.
It takes time because the
It's a
Premier
different style
League
of
is
football.
fast, is more physical.
Yeah.
Defenders, they don't take prisoners along. They're very hard. They're defensively tough. So it takes time for a player that comes from the German league to survive. The only exception, though, is Erling Haaland. And I think it's because naturally he has the physique. He's
And
strong.
also, this guy has done well in both leagues. Harry Kane has done
And
well in both
Hurricane
leagues.
as well. But
Yeah.
Hurricane started his, plying his trade
In
in
England.
England, and then he went to
No, wait.
Germany.
Yeah. All right, so let's wrap it up. You take us out. Very good points here.
Okay, so well, I see Wirtz as a very good player, talented German player, but is like a round peg in a square hole for Liverpool. And Liverpool has not particularly played well, and they've been winning games without any tangible contribution from Wirtz. So the I think the coach is under pressure to shoehorn him into the system. I don't see the
Yeah,
coach tweaking Liverpool to suit Wirtz. I think it's the other way around. But as time goes on, you'll see that, opportunities will be limited because he simply cannot play like the other Liverpool players. And that's where I'm going to round up my points for today,
I
basically.
agree. Nice one, though. All right, take us out so we
Okay, it's
can.
been a brilliant show. We've been discussing Florian Wirtz, who, came with an astronomical amount of money from Bayer Leverkusen to Liverpool, and from Mustafa and myself. We'll be back again next week.
All right, press off the recorder so we can talk.
Okay.